NGOs and business, maybe in a few years. But anyway, interesting to sometimes really think those projection exercise would be stupid, but it plants some seeds, and that's very interesting.
I'm glad to hear that. We no longer have Metizo, but we do still have personal development. It's part of the BU Career Center combined with ProAct that we now have at KEDGE. So ProAct is learning by doing. So, and again, speaking of ProAct, guys, that's typically a great opportunity. The students can get involved. I don't know, did they have that when you were at KEDGE? No. So ProAct, they have a team of consultants, professional consultants, the students can go along and submit their projects, and it can be anything. It can have a humanitarian focus. It can be a hypothetical business creation, and sometimes they turn into actual small startups, professionalizing experiences. And actually, you mentioned sailing, and we did have a ProAct that was a sailing challenge around the world. So these things are great, and so I think that's a good piece of advice, that sometimes at KEDGE you might be doing things and wondering what the point is behind it, but just take it all on board, because it's it has been carefully thought out by people who have experience, and keep a record of it as well. It will all come together
Yes.
at the end.
Yes, exactly.
That's important.
Yeah.
And what about the work environment in general at WWF in Switzerland? And maybe could you tell us something about the differences, because you worked for them in France, but also you're in Africa and in Switzerland. And what about the actual work environment?
The working environments have been changing so much lately, and it's so much fitting our needs and what we want. I mean, where we want to work. I mean, I'm so happy the way it changed. I mean, first the freedom now of working from home myself. It's very special because I work a lot from home, almost more than 2 weeks per month, and it's been like this for long because I'm traveling a lot in parallel. So I was traveling 60% of my time, and then the rest almost working from home. But I'm enjoying how finally the employer is thinking about your time differently, and how you will better collaborate, and which tools, and the places are nice. And I think the culture in Switzerland is special. It's different from working in France, of course. You make much more money. That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely an interesting aspect, because you feel much more rewarded for the value you bring. But it's it's different. It's people avoid conflict all the time. So that's something that I found interesting, because I like to be, especially in the sustainability sphere, you like to challenge, to punch a bit. And here it's much more rounded, diplomatic. You have to be careful. People, they talk in your back instead of in front of you, and they negotiate things around you instead of directly with you. So you need to get used to that. I like the fact that people speak many languages, and you have 3 official languages, so that creates huge mess in the meetings, especially when the guy speaks in Swiss German, and you're speaking in French in front of him. But anyway, I'm. I think WWF Switzerland is an interesting WWF for me is a fantastic organization. I can only support the pandas. Now we're more than 7,000. We're almost reaching $1 billion of budget. We're the biggest lobbies in the world, biggest environmental NGO. And I like the way we think and collaborate. And I like the fact that we could be supporting very small NGOs and being really activist next to Greenpeace and so on in some places. But also I like the fact that we are in Davos with the World Economic Forum, and we take positions with businesses. I like that we are really, in between the different worlds. And for me, yes, there's so much to do all over. If you want to protect an area, if you want to work with a business, if you want to create educational programs, if you want an economist, and we are developing new economic theories for the next 15 years, consumer behavior analysis. I mean, there are tons of things, and we recruit people for tons of things. And it's we're happy to grow because the world needs more NGOs and need more people like the guys working at WWF. So yes, it look as well. What if you see things interesting at WWF and you would like to contribute? I encourage it. It's fun.
And you mentioned you were spending 60% of your time traveling. Is that right?
Yeah, for 7 years, I've been, traveling almost, 60-70%. That's something that, I mean, COVID has stopped all this. Finally, it's a good thing for myself, for my health, good thing for the climate. I would say I enjoyed traveling a lot abroad for many years because I was managing field operations and teams were placed in very remote area and I had to support them on different things and deliver trainings and so on. So I've been really so much into Pakistan, mostly India and African continent. So that has been an interesting part of my career life. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not looking forward to this anymore. I received a call from a company last week with a job like, there's 80% travel and it's super interesting. And I'm done with that. I feel guilty now by being in an airplane too much. But but anyway, but NGOs are changing as well. Now we are, but of course, when you work on the ground, when you have a lot of projects to manage, it's very hard to do it with distance. But all the crazy meetings we had within different head offices across the world, now that's all moving virtually, and that's really, really okay. Even 3-day retreats, workshops, that's fine virtually. So less traveling is also bringing comfort to the life.
Yeah. And it sounds like you've always had a very broad scope in terms of the activities you've been doing whilst working there versus some other jobs. It sounds like you have an awful lot of variety. You get involved in a lot of different projects, and that sounds very interesting from that perspective.
I was lucky. I had a lucky star with me for the last years. I feel blessed for this experience and by also being part of this Panda NGO world. I found a bit my way, so that's something I'm really grateful for.
And does the organization provide a lot of ongoing training? What are they like in terms of career evolution within the company?
Well, it's hard NGOs are not well prepared for helping you to really sometimes, first we have a kind of a flat hierarchy. So it's like all salaries are transparent. So no one can be paid more than another one. I know exactly the small salary of my CEO. I know exactly, we have just very almost flat hierarchy. So, and also we have allocratic decisions method. So it's very special. So it's very different from that mindset where Unilever puts you in and you have progressions every 6 months, every year. You're reaching one little level and then but at the same time, of course, then you have the reward is more about having transversal moves. So moving from working on forest, and then there is a huge initiative on water, and you can be working on it, or and so on. And I think that's more what I gain. What I like is moving horizontally rather than too vertically. I had in the past big line management responsibilities for overseeing the field operations, but now I'm also very happy to be less on this and more as an expert that work in my area and then can be steered or pulled somewhere. But so those organizations are less ready sometimes to think about your career evolutions, but the outside world look at you and they are the ones who can make you, anytime you decide, move to something, move one step further, but outside. And that's when you have to be ready to decide when it's a good moment. And I think, again, working in an NGO, and mostly you'll get the recruiters from big companies, and It's tough. I mean, I asked myself the questions the last month, year for, of course, salaries are much higher. The typically companies like Nestle, they're looking for people with your kind of expertise and mindset, and you're like, am I going to move the other side?
Yeah, to sell yourself. Yeah.
I can see a lot of my colleagues always thinking, well, or should I stick to NGO, or should I move anyway? But so yeah,
it's also about personal growth. Evolution is personal growth as well, and life balance, life work balance. Because I think sometimes if you're working extensively or maybe doing a lot of overtime, but in an NGO environment, it's for a good cause and it's more satisfying. Whereas in a corporate environment, there will also be it's not the same balance.
No, it's not. We're all working 80% at WWF Switzerland, so I have always my Fridays off. It's my time is annually counted, so I report every day, every quarter hour that I do. But I can work 7 days in a row and then take a week off. I mean, we're completely. It's extremely flexible. It's based on trust, and that's. Yes, it puts you in a completely different working environments, but some people need the structure of big companies and this flattering as well evolution they propose, and it's very flattering when you're in there and you move one level up and you get many trainings all the time. You feel people trust you, and so it's different satisfaction.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Shy students today. Nobody has any questions? No more questions? Well, thank you really so much, Romain, for joining us today, because you had a very busy schedule. You've had a very busy schedule over the past few weeks, and it was great of you to step up for your former school. Nice. It was a very interesting talk, and wish you all the best for what lies ahead.
Merci.
The new challenges and experiences you have ahead of you, and
same to all of you.
And let us know. Well, let us know where you end up.
When I create my yoga retreat place, you will all be invited. And I will ask for sponsorship from KEDGE, maybe.
Absolutely. Which country would you have your retreat?
I like Switzerland a lot, to be honest.
Really? Okay. Oh.
I start to build my life in Switzerland. It's an interesting country. But anyway, thanks for the invite. Always happy if also students are into crazy thesis moment and need some, also working on some topics and everything, I'm happy to sometimes to be available for that. So
okay, so they can reach out to you on LinkedIn in that case.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Thank
Bye,
you
everybody.
so much. Bye.